But let me get y'all's opinion. So Twitter is gonna cut off verification for those who won't pay. Apparently on Saturday, he said on Saturday. So they already changed the blue verification. It used to be when you clicked on a blue check, you would see somebody's blue because of their work and their legacy, and then they would also show that somebody paid for the blue check. And now they removed that. So when you click on the blue check, you can't tell who paid for it and who didn't, which to me makes no sense. So if someone paid for it, how do you know that, how do you know who's legit? So he did that. It's like he bought something, he didn't understand how it worked, or he bought something to destroy it. I'm not sure which he did, but I know that Shiba Inu or whatever the hell symbol is for the lawsuit that he has going now, that replaced the little Twitter bird. Like it literally is the ghetto right now. It feels like a damn dumpster fire trailer park. But on Saturday, they're going to be removing that if you don't pay for your blue check. In 2019, the check mark was Twitter's way of saying it had confirmed that accounts for celebrities, journalists, political figures, and brands weren't being run by impersonators. It's the way to separate that. And the company struggled with some users' perception that a blue check was an endorsement, and the implication that users weren't verified, those that weren't verified, were somehow less important. In following years, the check mark became a subject of scrutiny, much like the word woke and all that. Folk just be offended. Like, if you're not a journalist or a brand, like, be okay with not having a blue check. Like, anyway.
Right.
So then some conservatives and others, because it's not just conservatives. I've seen people use the blue check as a kind of a wedge item to claim that people with blue checks are somehow elite or something. Well, you got a blue check, so some people are better than you. Okay. It's okay. Some people put the work in, like this notion that somehow we're all on the no, some people put the work in. And so I'm gonna give you an example. There's a man named Dr. Henry T. Sampson. Do you know who he is? Henry T. Sampson. Have you ever heard the name before? I was embarrassed that I did not know who Henry T. Sampson was. Born April 22nd, 1934 in Jackson, Mississippi. This is just for you, Drew McCaskill. Henry T. Sampson, born in Jackson, Mississippi, graduated from Lanier High School in 1951 in Jackson. He also attended Morehouse. This is for you, Drew McCaskill. Henry T. Jackson went to Morehouse in Atlanta, transferred to Purdue, and he became a member of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity. That's my daddy's fraternity, Omega Q Psi Phi. And then he received a bachelor's in chemical engineering from Purdue, 1956. He graduated, got a master's in engineering from UCLA in 61. He received a master's in nuclear engineering from the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign in 65. Then he got his PhD in 67. He's the first Black man to get a PhD in nuclear engineering in the United States of America. He was also a member of the U.S. Navy from 1962 to 64. He was employed as a chemical engineer at the Naval Air Weapons Station in China Lake, California, because of his nuclear engineering background in an area of energy, solid propellants, and case bonding materials for solid rocket motors. He served as the director of mission development or operations at the of Space Test Program. So most of the rockets, this man's technology, his science helped to produce the propulsion. Okay. During his time with Aerospace Corporation, he led an engineering staff in the development of operations of several space satellites. This man, Dr. Henry T. Sampson, Black man. And he was the director of Aerospace Corporation. He worked extensively in the evaluation of various power sources. He developed a simulation program, hybrid automobiles and city buses, metrics for so like he's not a household name, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he was better than most of us. He has patents. He has several patents, and he is just an amazing man. He wrote books. Blacks in Black and White, a source book for Black films. So he didn't just stay in his area because, we are all of the things, even though he was working in radiation, gamma radiation, nuclear reactors. He also loved films. So he wrote a whole book on Black filmmakers. He also authored a book called The Ghost Walks, a chronology of history of Blacks in show business. He also produced documentaries and he's not a household name, but he's better than us. I'm gonna say it. He deserves a blue check. He's not here anymore, but shoot.
Oh, I was gonna say, wait. This is about to be a real millennial question of mine. Okay, this is about to sound real millennial. But my question was about to be, wait, was he applying for a blue check and couldn't get one?
No,
what are we doing?
Nothing.
How does this relate to the blue?
No, I had him on my script. I wanted to talk about him for 3 days since Sunday. And so this is my way to say that there are better people who deserve better things or deserve the things that you didn't put the work in. It's like, it's funny to me that folk think, oh, I should be able to be a journalist. You ain't put no time in. We not the same.
Yeah.
My question asking comes with 30 years of experience. Don't think we the same. And it's an insult that people think, well, I just got out of college, so I should be in this position because I'm smart. There's life experience, there's all of that. And I'm saying all this to say that people earn certain things. And yes, there's also nepotism and other stuff, but give the respect where it's due. Maya Angelou's better than me. I'm going to just say that. Rest in power.
Yeah.
It may always be. I may never reach that pinnacle. And I'm okay with that because I'm in my lane. But yes, no, this millennial has nothing to do with anything other than I just felt like lifting up the name of Dr. Henry T. Sampson because when I discovered him on somebody's page, I was like, why is he a household name? Why?
I love it.
Why? As today, NASA also first Black man about to orbit the moon. Did y'all see this story? Y'all not up on this? Black man about to orbit the moon. You don't know about this? You don't know about it? Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you about Victor Glover. Victor Glover will be flying around the moon for the United States of America. I'm really happy about it. And he's gonna pilot the lunar mission. He's the person flying the ship. And we don't know him either, but we should. All right, I'm done. Okay. So what do y'all think about the blue check going away?
In comparison to Dr. Sampson,
like, it don't matter right
now. That blue check, fuck that blue check. Nah, I listen. Twitter BE. I mean, before Elon, and it all made sense, but this whole new thing just doesn't make sense. One, it's such a bad decision. Like, I mean, the way that this dude and his team are just running the application and the business into the ground. Like he's just making such horrible decisions. Like there's no real financial reason for it. It actually turns the platform into even more of a dumpster fire because now if you can buy a blue check, you have no real reason to act responsibly in terms of what you say or what you do, right? So your verification means nothing if there's no standard for it other than I bought it.
So here, okay, I got maybe a slightly different take, but not necessarily in disagreement with any of that. One, I think that what people are not necessarily acknowledging is that Twitter was a dumpster fire before he got there. So they were, from a business perspective, they were already going down. That's why he coming in and just clasping at whatever he can clasp at. Like some of this is not just like, oh, Elon want to be an asshole, even though maybe that's who he want to be. At the same time, he trying to figure out how to make them make money. And it's the same thing that's happening with Instagram. Like don't be fooled by how many people are on these platforms. That's just like Snapchat, right? Like that doesn't mean that they're making money. These people are trying to figure out from a business perspective how to stay in the game, how to stay afloat. Now, the more they piss us off, the more we use it. They also know that. Like the more people, the more they piss us off. Like as soon as what happened when they started saying TikTok gonna be banned or whatever, all these Instagram posts. Oh, remember the days of TikTok? Oh, when Twitter was about to be, when everybody thought Twitter was shutting down, when Elon came out, what they do? All these Instagram posts. Oh, RIP Twitter, all these memes. Like the usage went up. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of these shifts are one, trying to figure out how to make a different revenue stream. Two, because advertisers are figuring it out now and spending money in different directions. If you could pay for an influencer, you can reach just as many people as the Super Bowl. Then why would you pay for ads on Facebook or Twitter? And Twitter ads suck, by the way.
Yeah.
So there's different things happening behind the scenes. Like these people are scrambling, and we thinking they set and they got it all together. Like they're at their level of got it all together. They ain't got it all together. At our level of got it all together, not ours and y'all, but I'm just saying like at the world's levels of got it all together, they got that in the bag. They ain't worried about that. That's little problems. The problems they got is different problems. And they trying to.
So are both, and I know Drew, you're on Twitter, but both of you are more Instagram users anyway. So maybe you don't even care.
No, I do care because Instagram did the same thing and I was already verified. So I'm like, how you gonna give all these other people? I felt some kind of way because now you got all these people coming over here paying $15 a month and I had to work hard to get that verification.
Right. Well, I'm not verified on any platform, right? So for me, I can't miss what I didn't have. But what I do think though is, listen, I agree. I think that there's just that a lot of these companies are throwing stuff up against the wall to see what sticks, right? But what I will say is that the stuff that I see coming out of Twitter, and Twitter was never an incredibly well-run company. I mean, I think that we've all seen the evidence of that and how the acquisition was covered, right? Is that if you look at Twitter's peers and the growth that their peers in social media have had over the same period of time, it was not an incredibly well-run company and from a business model standpoint. But I still think that it's still not a well-run company under this new regime. Like, it's still like the stuff that they're talking about doing to get revenue is batshit crazy and alienating the people who many people come to Twitter to engage with, which are people who are verified journalists, actual entertainers, the people that you know that this is actually them tweeting or engaging on. I think that's crazy. Also allowing for the racism, the misogyny, and all of those things to come back in full throat also says to advertisers, I'm not putting my company's ad next to all of this. Like, people would have been like, oh, I could maybe see my ad next to a little Twitter porn. I could stomach that a little bit, but I'm not going to see my ad next to, people dog walking women and racism, lynching signs and swastikas. They're just not going to do that. And brands aren't going to do that. And you see it with all of the brands that say, you know what, I actually can take these ad dollars and do a whole swath of other things with it. That's why you got some of the weirdest ads on Twitter now, and so many of them